Good morning, everybody. I have not posted on this channel in months, and I have to admit, like, that was all me. I did not have the garden of my dreams this year. I've honestly been putting in zero work, and yes, I'm gonna be off camera for this video because I look like poop and just wanted to get up an update for you guys. But I have not been taking care of my garden. I have not been weeding. I have not been fertilizing. I have not been even watering my plants because the rain has been doing it for me. So I've really had no update to give. Here is a little garden haul. This is about the amount that I get daily or every other day. As you can see, Thai chili peppers, crazy. I've been getting a good amount of peppers from all my plants, but it hasn't been anything fantastic that I've been wanting to post. It's really only like one from each pepper plant a day, two for the Gypsy Peppers, and my cucumber plant. This is probably gonna be trash because I let it turn yellow instead of picking it when it was green. So here's our garden update for, what is this, September. So over here, I used to have onions. I picked all of the onions. They really didn't do too well. I think I got the wrong version of onions. I think you're supposed to pay attention to the full day sun onions versus the half day sun onions. I don't know what kind I bought. They didn't have a label on them, so I replaced them with beans. None of my onions grew past the size of maybe a golf ball. Over here, this looks crazy. Like, this looks like a fully lush garden bed, but really it's a marigold plant that has completely taken over this garden bed. It started from seed, a tiny little sprout that I didn't even think would live, and look how big it is now. Also mixed in underneath this has been the ground cherries, which you see here. I've been getting a good amount of ground cherries. You'll remember from a previous update, I didn't know if that plant was gonna even grow. I started it from seed, but I do get a good amount of ground cherries on a daily basis. Reef Paws to let the dog outside. That's another reason why my garden's been suffering, because as you can see here, she's been pulling up plants from the garden bed. So that's been really, really fun. These are two dying tomato plants that I actually just put in grow bags because I didn't have space for them in the garden beds. But moving over, we have some pretty big pepper plants. This was the Gypsy Peppers, and they're doing all right. I pick a few of those a day. I have over here the banana peppers, which has actually only produced 2 banana peppers for how big this plant is. So I'm hoping for maybe more further in the season, but today was 60 degrees, so I don't know how much longer we're gonna have. Prime example of why the garden's not doing well. A massive plant right here is a pineapple sage plant that started off really small and very quickly took over. You can't even see that there's actually a lavender plant under here. Eggplants have been the biggest disappointment of my gardening of 2023. As you can see, I have a damaged eggplant over here. This Japanese eggplant plant has given me 2 kind of really teeny tiny eggplants. So last year I had a booming amount of eggplants, like more than I knew what to do with. I planted 2 plants this year because I enjoyed having them so much, and really they've done nothing. Over here we have some more pepper plants and also some herbs. The rosemary's been doing great. We use this on a regular basis. The lemon thyme, use that regularly as well. This is a cayenne plant. I've been getting cayennes, but it takes forever for them to ripen. So I've really had like 1 or 2 maybe cayennes that I've been using. Poblanos, we get like a decent amount. Here's 2 small ones that I still have on the plant that I didn't pick today. Anaheim peppers, we're getting a decent amount of. And then these are jalapenos, which I have been getting a few jalapenos here and there. I actually might pick those once we're done with this. Craziest crop of my year that I'll probably grow again next year, even though I have way too much, is the Thai chili peppers. I don't know if you can see, but there are so many Thai chili peppers on this plant here. And I pick probably like 10 red ones a day. As you can see, they turn red really quickly. They're very teeny tiny. And I just have so many of them, like more than I know what to do with. Here you can see Daisy destroying my flower bed. Tomatoes look like they're doing really well. The plant has been loving this trellis system that I set up. But overall, I'm kind of disappointed with the tomato varieties that I chose. These are supposed to be the giant crimson tomatoes. They haven't been getting very giant. I purposely bought these because they were supposed to be massive, like hand-sized tomatoes. And this is about the size that they stay. And they honestly, like for taste, really don't taste all that great either. The yellow boys have been delicious. This is not a yellow boy. This is actually the peach tomatoes. Also a huge disappointment because I read so many reviews saying that these taste like peaches. People replace them in pies. They have such a fruity flavor. And honestly, in my experience, they don't. I do use a lot of basil. This is just one of my basil plants that's been doing really well. This used to be the bed that I had all the carrots in, which was a really great plant to have, but they were only good until the summer heat kicked in, and then they all kind of like died off, the ones that I didn't pick. This is the yellow boys. I will be growing these again. They were delicious and I have been loving having them around. So keep that in mind for next year. Yellow boys for sure. Giant crimson and peach tomatoes, absolutely not. And this giant dirt patch is what was going to be my pride and joy of the summer. I had so many plans for this garden bed and really just nothing. Do you have another plant? Ma'am. Nothing really took off. I was gonna have rows of corn, I was gonna have pumpkins, and for some reason this year, none of the plants that did well last year did well this year. So we ended up tilling this all up. We were gonna put a playhouse in this area and mulch the area to just make a little play place. But then later on discovered that this corner gets more shade and thought it was a better place for it. So we tilled up the garden for nothing. I do still, however, have cucumbers in this back corner along the fence here. So this is a cucumber plant. I've had no decent cucumbers, and that might be my own fault because I forget they're over here. And by the time I notice them, they're already yellow. My final disappointment for this video was definitely my blueberry bushes. I got a lot of blackberries this year, but the blueberry bushes did absolutely nothing. I think this is one of those berry bushes that produces like every other year, but I did not get a single blueberry from either of these bushes this year. I got maybe a handful last year, so I'm hoping next year they'll do better. They're still alive. They came back after the winter, which I wasn't sure that they would, but not a single flower, not a single blueberry, and they've kind of just been like decorative, I guess. There are a lot of weeds in here. I have not been paying attention to the garden whatsoever. Here's a nasturtium. So that is my September 2023 garden tour for you guys. I'm sorry that this channel's been such a disappointment. It's been pretty disappointing for me as well. I'm hoping for a better outcome in the fall gardening season when I can replant carrots again, maybe try some other fall crops like lettuce and stuff outside, which I have never successfully done. But this is my little garden haul of the day, and thank you guys so much for watching.